Introduction to Azure Synapse Ingestion from Blob. Azure Synapse is a powerful analytics service that allows users to integrate and analyze data from various sources. One common data source is Azure Blob Storage, which provides a cost-effective and scalable way to store large amounts of data. In this tutorial, we will explore the advanced guide to Azure Synapse Ingestion from Blob, covering key concepts, practical examples, and best practices. Step 1: Understanding Azure Synapse and Azure Blob Storage. Before we dive into the ingestion process, it is essential to understand the basics of Azure Synapse and Azure Blob Storage. Azure Synapse is a cloud-based analytics service that allows users to integrate and analyze data from various sources, while Azure Blob Storage is a cloud-based object storage solution that provides a cost-effective and scalable way to store large amounts of data. Step 2: Creating a linked service. To ingest data from Azure Blob Storage into Azure Synapse, we need to create a linked service. A linked service is a connection to an external data source, in this case, Azure Blob Storage. To create a linked service, navigate to the Azure Synapse workspace and click on the Manage tab. Then click on Linked Services and select New Linked Service. Step 3: Configuring the linked service. Once we have created the linked service, we need to configure it to connect to our Azure Blob Storage account. We will need to provide the storage account name and key, as well as the container name and blob path. We can also specify the file format, such as CSV or Parquet, and the compression type. Step 4: Creating a dataset. After we have created and configured the linked service, we need to create a dataset. A dataset is a reference to the data that we want to ingest into Azure Synapse. To create a dataset, navigate to the Azure Synapse workspace and click on the Develop tab. Then click on Datasets and select New Dataset. Step 5: Configuring the dataset. Once we have created the dataset, we need to configure it to reference the data in our Azure Blob Storage account. We will need to specify the linked service, file path, and file format. We can also specify the columns and data types for the dataset. Step 6: Creating a pipeline. To ingest the data into Azure Synapse, we need to create a pipeline. A pipeline is a series of activities that are executed in a specific order. To create a pipeline, navigate to the Azure Synapse workspace and click on the Develop tab. Then click on Pipelines and select New Pipeline. Step 7: Configuring the pipeline. Once we have created the pipeline, we need to configure it to ingest the data from Azure Blob Storage into Azure Synapse. We will need to specify the dataset and the linked service, as well as the activity type, such as copy data. We can also specify the schedule and the error handling settings. Best practices. When ingesting data from Azure Blob Storage into Azure Synapse, there are several best practices to keep in mind. First, make sure to optimize the storage account and container for performance. Second, use the correct file format and compression type to minimize storage costs and improve query performance. Third, use pipelines to automate the ingestion process and schedule it to run at regular intervals. Finally, monitor the pipeline and dataset for errors and optimize the configuration as needed. Conclusion. In this tutorial, we have covered the advanced guide to Azure Synapse Ingestion from Blob, including key concepts, practical examples, and best practices. By following these steps and best practices, users can efficiently ingest data from Azure Blob Storage into Azure Synapse and analyze it to gain valuable insights.